This is a demo of the Ashbourne Cardiac First Responders scheduling system. ACFR operates day shifts from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and nights from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. This system allows members to volunteer for shifts when they're available to be on call. The main page of the site displays the postings from the ACFR blog. As volunteers will log in here more often than visiting the main site, this is a good place to keep up with any news about the organization and stay current. The first step is to register on the system by clicking the register link and filling in the form. Make up a username. I'm going to use jblogs. Enter a password. First name, last name, a valid email address. It's important that the email address and the mobile phone number be valid, as the system will communicate directly with each volunteer using that email address and phone number. Okay, what this is telling me is that the password needs to be at least 6 characters, but it also needs to have one non-alphanumeric character. So that's something like an exclamation point or an @ symbol, something that's not a standard text character. Give it one of those. Okay, we click on register. It has logged us in, and at this stage there's not much more we can do. We have to wait at this point for the volunteer coordinator to OK the account so that not just anybody can start registering for shifts, and they will also add the certification of each volunteer. So are they CFR or EFR, what level they're qualified at, and the types of shifts for which they're able to volunteer. Okay, so at this point we've received an email from the volunteer coordinator telling us that the account has been activated. We come back to the site, click on login. Enter the username and password and hit the login button. And we're logged in. Now this time you'll see that the My Schedule link is now appearing in the menu. We click on that, we get a calendar. Okay. Any date that we want to schedule a shift on, you right click on that square rectangle for that date in the calendar. You can go for this month. Typically you'll be going, say, in the following month or two ahead with any luck. Right click gives us a little menu, add shift, date's already chosen based on the calendar day that we picked. In this case we've only one unit set up, so that'll always be the same. In the event there are more units available, you'll be able to choose for which one, and then of course the type of shift. We've set up day shifts and night shifts for the primary responders, and backup responders we've only set up night shifts on the assumption that it's really only likely that night shifts will have 2 people available to respond together. So let's assume we're signing up as the nighttime responder on the 10th of September, and we get a little green box. Let's assume furthermore that we're going to take the Sunday day shift, the 15th. Again, responder day for the 15th, update. As you'll see, the night shift spans across the 10th and the 11th, from 8 p.m. on the 10th to 8 a.m. on the 11th, whereas a day shift stays within the box on the 15th from 0800 to 2000 or 8 p.m. Now, let's assume you want to do a couple of Sundays or a couple of day shifts. You can simply right-click on the day shift, copy it, go to another day that you want to do the same kind of shift, and hit paste. Similarly, I can say I'm going to take all the Tuesday nights, for example, and I can just go ahead and paste in all the Tuesday nights. I've already had that one. If I want to delete the shift, just hit the red X. Okay. And we're done. Now, at this point, the shifts are volunteered for, but are not yet assigned. So again, the volunteer coordinator will periodically assign shifts to specific responders, typically somewhere about halfway through the previous month. So halfway through August for our September schedule, the volunteer coordinator will assign shifts, at which point you'll receive an email or a text message saying that your shifts are now assigned, and you'll be able to come back here and see what that looks like. We'll come back in a couple of minutes and show you some assigned shifts in your schedule. Once the volunteer coordinator has assigned shifts for a particular month, you will receive a text message and also an email, at which point you will be directed to log back in. And check your schedule. Click on My Schedule, go to the appropriate month, and you'll see that now some of the shifts are blue and marked as assigned. You'll note you can no longer delete them at this point. You can still edit the ones that have not been assigned and delete those. Once they've been assigned, if it turns out you cannot do the shift, you have to then contact the volunteer coordinator directly. The other function that you can use is to export to iCalendar, which is a format you can then use to import into Outlook or into Google Calendar or various other programs. It's a generic format for calendars. That way you'll get reminders and such in your calendar program or on your phone. You can also export to PDF, which gives you a version of this that you can put on the fridge or wherever it is you put things you need to remember.